What is up, you guys? It is Thursday. It's March 6th, 2025. I am getting whiplash. I have a feeling Trump is too, because he is getting blow by blow. Like everything is being reversed. And I love to see it. When the people win, we all win, right? Let's get into it. So, an independent federal board has ordered the U.S. Department of Agriculture, otherwise known as the USDA, to temporarily reinstate 6,000 employees that were fired since February 13th, finding reasonable grounds to believe that the agency acted illegally in terminating them. The Merit Systems Protection Board, which is the MSPB, issued a statement ordering the USDA to return the fired workers to their jobs for 45 days while the investigation continues. The MSPB acts as an internal court to consider federal employees' complaints against the government. The order was made by the board member, Kathy Harris. She covers probationary employees who received identical termination letters informing them that, based on their performance, they had not demonstrated that their further employment would be in the public interest. The USDA did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So, since the middle of February, the Trump administration has fired tens of thousands of employees, specifically probationary employees, across all the federal government, especially those that were within their first and their second year. The order comes in response to a request from the U.S. Special Office of Special Counsel, OSC, which is investigating the firings of probationary employees. It follows a similar decision issued last week, that temporarily reinstated 6 probationary workers fired from 6 different agencies. These employees are now back on the job at least through April 10th. In a statement Wednesday, Special Counsel Hampton Dellinger urged all federal agencies to reinstate probationary employees even without a direct order. Agencies are best positioned to determine the employees impacted by these mass terminations, Dellinger wrote. That is why I'm calling on all federal agencies to voluntarily and immediately rescind any unlawful terminations of probationary employees. Later on Wednesday, Dellinger, who himself had been reinstated by the U.S. District Court after President Trump tried to fire him in early February, was once again removed from his position after an appeals court in the District of Columbia sided with Trump administration, lifting the lower court's stay while it weighs the legal arguments of this case. The OSC, which investigates allegations of wrongdoings by the government against federal employees and job applicants, is separate from the special counsel appointed by the Justice Department. The investigation of the USDA led to a request for a broad stay. Dellinger requested the broad stay for USDA employees last week after gaining a clear picture of how the firings of close to 6,000 people occurred. Documents that OSC obtained and interviews that OSC conducted with USDA officials confirmed that the USDA relied heavily on OPM guidance in terminating its probationary employees, he wrote, referring to the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, the agency that handles all the human resources actions for the government. He concluded that the USDA did not look at individual employee performance or conduct when deciding whom to fire, a requirement for terminating federal employees during their probationary period. Instead, he found that the USDA was trying to achieve a reorganization, a massive reduction in force in line with OPM's directive to eliminate all positions not deemed mission critical. Agencies conducting mass layoffs for reorganization purposes must go through certain procedures, including providing employees with a 60-day notice. The USDA failed to do this, Dellinger found. By Wednesday afternoon, official word of the reinstatement had not reached fired employees who remain wary of what's ahead. Michelle Kirshner, who's an entomologist with the USDA, who was helping alfalfa growers manage pests when she was fired on February 14th, said, "I'm glad that something is coming out of what had happened and that it wasn't correct and was potentially illegal. Still," Kirshner says, "it's impossible to have confidence in what's ahead given that the Trump administration has already begun laying the groundwork for even deeper cuts to agencies across the government. It's possible that we could all be brought back just to be lost in the reduction of force," she says. I get it. The exact number of USDA probationary employees covered by Harris's order is unclear. In February, the department told OSC it had fired 5,950 probationary employees. On Monday, the USDA provided a list of only 5,692 names, according to the MSPB's order. OSC states that the agency cautioned that this number was still in flux due to corrections, rehirings, and changes to mission-critical designations, the order noted. A separate challenge to the Trump administration's firings of probationary employees is advancing in federal court. Last week, a federal judge in San Francisco ruled that the mass firings likely violated multiple statutes. On Tuesday, OPM revised a January memo to federal agencies noting that it was not directing them to take any personnel actions and that decision-making authority was in their hands. This is a mess, and I guarantee you that there's no efficiency in what has been done. I guarantee you they have not found any fraud, abuse, or corruption. And in fact, the only fraud, abuse, and corruption is occurring on behalf of the Trump administration and Musk, who's doing the dirty work. That's all I got for now. There's more. This is a news-packed day, y'all. It is ridiculous. So make sure you repost, copy, save, comment, tap the screen, follow me, go up there, click on the bell, make sure that you can get notified whenever I go live or I post new videos, and go up there to my link in my bio where my YouTube channel is. Click on there, subscribe, get me to 1,000 subscribers there, and get me to 10K here. That's all I got for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.